Hello there everyone, I'm the Petbazooka and this is Europa Universalis IV, Conquest of Paradise. This expansion and its accompanying patch released earlier today, and well, I've been waiting for it since they first announced it very eagerly because in my opinion, colonization of the Americas in particular was always my favorite part of the game. For this game, we will be doing a random new world, non-Iron Man, and also I've turned Lucky Nations off. If you don't know what Iron Man or Lucky Nations are, don't worry about it. And random new world, new feature in Conquest of Paradise, only for those who own the expansion. Well, it kind of just does exactly what it says. This whole new world, North America and Greenland there, and South America, and I think some people had mentioned Hawaii was randomized as well, but basically that whole area will get a random new world, so we have no idea what we'll find because I am going to be playing this game as a European Western colonial power. So let's go over our options then, shall we? The most obvious one, as those of you familiar with this game will know, is Portugal, because they're in a good position to go out, colonize, bring in trade, and not have to deal with the politics of the rest of Europe. Castile is in a similar position, although they will almost certainly end up getting a bit more involved in Europe and don't start out with explorers, unlike Portugal, but they're also pretty well set up to colonize. And those of you familiar with real world history will no doubt be aware that France and England did a fair bit of colonization over here in the Americas. As a matter of fact, that happens to be why I, as a citizen of the United States of America, am speaking English. But aside from those four, there are other smaller options who didn't quite do it historically, didn't really become colonial powers, but they could, theoretically, in this game. Scotland, Burgundy, Brittany, Aragon, not Aragon, not Aragon, that's the name of a guy who hatched a dragon, but all that aside, look, pronunciations aside, those are sort of secondary colonial powers, and then if you're really looking for a challenge, you could also try out Granada, although they're not technically a Western power, Navarra, one of the Irish miners here, or maybe even one of these German or Dutch miners up along this northern coast here. So, having gone over all of those, I am going to go with the obvious and natural choice of Norway. Let's get started. So, now it's generating our random new world we will know nothing about until we discover it, and I'm very much looking forward to discovering it. And here we are, Norway. We start in a personal union with Denmark, which means, they can try and inherit us and absorb us into their country. Personally, I'm not really a fan of that idea, so we're going to try and have that personal union ended. But other than that, let's take care of basics first. I'm not going to improve relations with Scotland because, well, trade. They own territory in the trade node we're in, and personally I'd quite like to conquer them someday. That seems like a very good ambition to me, so England, yeah, I'll befriend England. Scotland, not so much. Plus, Scotland is going to want this province here, so, fortify H-land. I could, but first off, I know from some research I did that Norway gets events for a few provinces where it has options to fortify them if they're not too fortified already. I don't remember for sure which provinces those are, but, well, we'll find out, I'm sure. And this one I want to do anyways, because having just one province up here with a different culture, instead of Norwegian like everywhere else, I mean, even Iceland over here is Norwegian, would just be annoying. So, and it's also cheap, using diplomatic points-wise, or diplomacy points, and for completing it, we will get a few back. So that's going to be our mission, and we'll take care of that immediately. So essentially, it's going to cost us 15 diplomatic points in a year of time to get that done. We can hire a free leader, which, yeah, we might as well do now. Though, we could save up for an admiral, but I think we're going to go with the general. He's not great, but he's better than nothing, and he will let the troops move faster. Maneuver affects movement rate on the map itself, as well as having some smaller effects in combat, so not terrible. Close, but not quite. We're going to send... This is our trade fleet here, you can tell because it's using light ships, off to protect trade in the North Sea. And our capital right now is here, in this trade node, which reduces our ability to collect money in this trade node. And what I ultimately, one of the first things I'm going to do once I have enough administrative power is move my capital somewhere into the North Sea trade node, and also adjust the placement of my merchants so that I'm not forwarding what little money is there out, because right now I control this tiny slice, about this much, and if I were to be collecting here instead of transferring, I could probably get more. Like, based off how much Scotland is getting with this, I mean, you know, that's what seems best to me and what I plan to do. So we've got those ships out patrolling. I don't think there's really anything else I want to do before we start off, although we can lower our army maintenance. This will be bad if we get involved in a war, but I don't plan on getting involved in any wars anytime soon, so there's that. Now, we'll unpause this and let stuff happen while I decide where I'm going to move my capital. As you can see, Norway has really rich provinces. Base tax is the value of your provinces, essentially. And who's blockading my ports? What are they blockading them with? Pirates. Pirates have... Why? You. Go. Deploy. But anyways, base tax is... well, tax. It's money. And as you can see, our provinces are not particularly rich, for the most part. I mean, we've got a couple threes, whereas... well, Denmark's not much better, but if we get into the German states here, you've got 6s, 7s, 5s, 4s, more 6s. 10! 10! Let's see, Rome is something really big too. Yeah, Rome is 12. So, ours aren't really that great, but after looking at them all, I think we're going to move here. Because, you know, important center of trade makes sense for that reason, and it's the highest base tax province in the North Sea trade node that we control. I bet Scotland has better ones. No, this one's going to be worse, but... yep, see? Some base tax 4. 7! 7! If we controlled that, that would be a good place for our capital, if we were still collecting in this trade node. But, anyways, I digress. Let's continue and deal with these pirates. So, my plans to break free of Denmark. They are very simple. Ah, that's a lovely way to start. Lose one stability, or lower Denmark's legitimacy. Yeah, that's a real tough choice right there. Have fun with that, Denmark. But, my plan for them, I don't really want to fight Denmark and Sweden for my independence. Sweden doesn't really like me anyways. So I'm going to try and make the unions that Denmark has over the two of us fall apart more naturally by giving them negative prestige, which will cause the unions to fall apart, although we will end up with nobles from whatever dynasty their guy is from. Also, interesting. That is very interesting. Denmark doesn't know about us, apparently. They have no knowledge of Norway, who is same religion, same dynasty, in a union under them, and their historical friends. And they trust us to uphold our bargains. That's better than Sweden. They only trust us somewhat. But anyways, gotta remember to unpause when I'm not doing stuff. We'll preemptively move him there. Ship sunk. Go sink that one. And in 2 months here, we'll have enough administrative power to move our capital, if I'm not mistaken. Because it takes... Oh, no, it takes 200. So it's going to be a little bit longer than I thought. But, that's alright. We're not in a huge rush to do that. We can bide our time, grow more powerful, let things happen. And, yeah, we still... Not quite have, but close. And if we're... have our capital here, we will... I don't know if we'll be even more powerful, but... the use of our power in this trade node will be more effective. And, if you don't know how this game works at all, I'm not going to explain trade to you right now in this video. I'll explain it later, though, because, you know, you're watching, you probably want to know how to play, if you don't already, so I wouldn't mind more people playing this game. Let's see. I can't ally with them or anything right now, because, well, at least I don't think I can. Maybe I can, but, basically what we want to do is we want to improve relations with England, so that once we're free, or perhaps even before we're free of our union with Denmark, we can ally with them, and have an ally against Scotland and anyone else who would bother us. Because naval superiority is kind of what we're going for. As you can see, while the mountains and rivers isn't exactly great territory for attackers to walk into, we can't really have a whole lot of troops. I mean, we can't really have a whole lot of ships either, all things considered, but we're more of a naval power than we are a land power, and this is supported by our national ideas. For those who don't know, these are like ideas or bonuses, basically, that you get over time, and you start out with like a couple traditions, is what they're called, and then at different levels of technology, administrative technology right here, you get new idea groups from various categories, and everything in this game is linked to these points right here. So each technology, administrative, diplomatic, military, and then the same with ideas. Administrative, diplomatic, military. But anyways, once we unlock some of these idea groups and invest in them, these ideas here will unlock over time. Every 3 ideas, as in each of these, not three of these, but 3 of these little squares here that we invest in will unlock one of these. So once we've unlocked 21 ideas, we will complete this and also get another little bonus. Our Norwegian idea, yeah, once we've gotten them all. Yay! It has our culture. Free power, or rather. Well, I'm not really using that other diplomat, so yeah, we'll do that. I wouldn't mind having positive prestige, and there's not really a lot they can do to keep us from getting 100 or better relations, so that seems like free diplomatic points and prestige, which I don't mind. I wonder if Denmark is going to do anything about these pretender rebels. I don't think they can really enforce their demands, but I wonder what would happen to our union if they won. Well, I guess we'll find out if they win. So this message... excuse me. This message here, these are like various things you can do, like, I can hire advisors if I want. Which I might in a moment here, actually. Probably a good idea. But, or we can build buildings. In this case, forts, which don't want to do yet. And this one means we can invest in a cardinal, which takes papal influence, and these are our choices, and it doesn't seem really likely we're going to get anyone voted into the Curia with a total of 35 papal influence is what we can store up. So, I will try, but, Sweden. Anyways, aside from the fact that Sweden is in control, even though we don't really want them to be any more powerful than absolutely necessary. We are going to wait to try and invest until we're right up near that maximum papal influence. And, shouldn't be... Let's see, it's going to be another... it'll be another 7 months until we can, move our capital. 6 months now. Assuming I'm not doing my math wrong, which, you know, I might be, but... Let's build some more ships. I think I can have... 14 more. Oh, that's... Oh, actually no. As much as I like money, and I do like money, we should hire an advisor. So, of all these bonuses, hiring advisors get you bonus monarch points, that's what these are called, each month, based on their administrative skill, which can be 1, 2, or 3. And they also have another bonus, like reduced revolt risk, stability cost, or more tax. Since we don't really need either of these two, we're going to go with this one, although this is not enough to actually pay for his maintenance, 1 gold a month. But... Huh, interesting. Well, it's no longer Sweden, so that works. Oh, and we've unlocked some decisions. These have all sorts of various unlock conditions and provide certain bonuses and penalties. Let's see, what can we do here? Lose 50 administrative power. We'll do that after we've moved our capital, which should actually happen next month. Would have happened sooner if I'd remembered to hire an advisor sooner, but, you know. Apparently I'm not as competent at this game as I'd like to be. Why can't I move it? I can move it here. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's do that. And then, to make the most of our income, I'm going to rearrange trade now. So instead of forwarding, we'll recall him real quick. And... I don't really think it would be more effective for this merchant to do anything other than just collect here, even though he's not going to bring in very much each month. I don't think having him route trade power back here would really help us that much. And I could be wrong, and if I am, comment. I won't see it for a while. I'm going to record a bunch of these today, but I don't think it would give us any benefit to do anything with him. So he'll be back shortly, and once he's back, we can click back here and have him collect. And once he's there, we should have just over 50% of the trade power, unless I'm mistaken, which I could be. Was that? Oh no, never mind. I thought that was the papacy for a moment. Okay, not over, but right at 50. But this has boosted our income, which is good. Again, money, good. Helps with many things. Now that we've done that, let's see, force limits. Again, it's, yeah, 4 more. We're going to build here, 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 and here. So we're going to build 4 more light ships, which are the ones that can protect trade, which gives you more trade power in the trade node where you have those ships protecting trade. It might be a while till we get to the new world at this rate, but let's play a little faster than I'm used to so we can hurry that up. It's not like I'm really doing anything anyways, other than sitting and waiting. Did you declare me as a rival? You did. Can I declare you as a rival? Yes, I can. Good. Now I can counter-embargo him, which will basically undo the effects of, or the damage his embargo is doing to me. And, okay. I would need a diplomat for that, so we'll do that shortly. Besides, it hasn't reduced our trade power too much, but we'll counter-embargo them, and because we're stronger in the node, that should hurt them more than it hurts us. Especially since they're our rivals. Yeah, I like this option. Mercantilism is good, as far as I can tell, so not really using that diplomatic power for anything else at this point. Will be in the future, but not right now. Anyways, on that note, I think I'm going to cut this off here, and see you next episode. Okay. Okay, we'll check that out real quick. Fine. Since we are lesser... Darn, that is a shame. They have an heir, and we won't be free. On the other hand, that is a pretty good heir, so if he comes to the throne, we'll benefit from that. And his various points he'll be giving us, but, okay, now I'm going to end this episode for real. I'll see you all next time.